Okay, Coach, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington Redskins and the New Orleans Saints. As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 21-yard line.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
He's coming.
They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Rodgers going to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Ready? You ready?
Mike 54.
Let's break it down, fellas. Break it down.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And now off to the races down the right side. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Kalen Ballage, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Now Stephen Gostkowski on for the extra point. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. The run on 1st down gets them a couple up to the 27. On the stop that time, it was Josey Jewell.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw, it's Rodgers. Going up top. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Give him 32 on the play. A one-handed catch, that's one thing, but with the defender right there, that was a heck of a play.
It used to be that one-handed catch was instinctive in a game. Now it's a practiced move. They work on it before, after, during practice sessions. It becomes part of their repertoire, and it pays off.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Michel. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
On 3rd down, Smith. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect the pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Second and 10 now from the 27. And they'll try Michel here running on the right side. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Sanders' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Balaj. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, They almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Ready. 5-8, 5-8. Kill, kill. Hey, easy. Off the screen, off the screen. Ready, check.
Now a play fake. Breeze. And he finds Seals-Jones complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 45-yard line. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
They'll run here with Balazs. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Hey, easy.
Here's Breeze to throw. They'll set up the screen to Balazs. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd?
Sammy! Smooth! Right there, 54 Mike. It's a party out!
Breeze now to throw. This one into the hands of the running back, Balazs. And he's going to be about a yard or 2 short of the first here. He needed the 35, but didn't make it.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
54. Here we go. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch. Hey, 88.
To throw is Rodgers. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Hey, Mike, let's go. Pick it up, D. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
On play action, Rodgers. Got an open man, it's Foster. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Check 26.
On the ground is Michelle. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 27 yards there, a first down.
That looked like a 2-deep coverage, which we call cover 2. And what that really means is you have corners, what we call rolled up in about a 5-yard area on the outside receivers. Then your safeties are back closer to the hash marks near the middle of the field, somewhere around 10 to 12 yards back. So if you can break through the first level, you've got a chance to run before you encounter any type of resistance from the safeties.
We saw the example of it right there. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
26. Over.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and the Redskins scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues.
Ready.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56.
Touchdown, defense.
Hey, easy.
On first down, they run with Howard. He'll have a first down past the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
I can't help but laugh, and the only reason is anytime the backup breaks a big one like that, he's going to be hard to deal with in film, wanting to know why he's not getting starters carries.
That's what he's thinking. Great carry there. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Hey, Haywood. Here we go.
Mike 5-4. Hey, watch the slant.
Tonight.
Now Breeze. And the pressure gets to him again. Dwayne Smoot in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. On play action, it's Breeze. Lets it fly for Thielen. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Hey, take 26. Take 30.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Jennings was the one he was looking for. And now it's second down.
Second and 10.
319. Easy.
Check 6 guys.
Jump out. Hey, seam 6.
55 to Mike. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
To throw is Rodgers. To throw again. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third and 10.
Mike, go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
That's right, man.
Hey, wahoo.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. Gets it up past the 10 with a nice move. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between second and 4 and second and 8 and 9.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
13.
They fake the give. Here's Breeze. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big gain of 31 on third down. Balaj. The big man, Jarrell Casey, in on the stop. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, watch the slant.
Check.
Mike 54. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Hey, orbit.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Caught by the tight end Ertz. 27 yards there, a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
Ready.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hey, easy.
54 Mike. 54's Mike. Check.
Play action. Breeze. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
Yeah, baby. We got it. We got it.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 305-pound defensive end, Jarrell Casey, gets the sack. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DM.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. They run it with Balaj. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Hey, exit.
Again, it's Balaj. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Go.
54. Mike 54. Here we go, D. Get off the field. Chance.
11. Hey, Echo.
Right there. 54. Right there.
Good eye.
Breeze now on 1st down. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Jarrell Casey able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Hey, box truck, box truck. Here we go. Check, watch the before. Got you, I got you. Hey, kill.
54. Mike 54. Let's go.
Hey, Charlie. Clock.
On play action, now Breeze. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Let's go. At their own 16-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. A give to Michel running right. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
It's our time, guys. It's our time.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 44-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. That's a jet sweep. They get it to Foster. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
58.
54.
Back north.
Watch the out. He's crazy.
Now a give, right side. Michel. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. Rodgers now to throw. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. One play has them up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Well, he can be a load to handle off the edge, and he can do it against the pass. Sure, he can do it against the run like he did there.
And you mentioned a load. How about having to adjust to his speed as well? Because not only does he bring some pop, he brings some dash as well. A nice play in that situation.
Ready? You ready?
Mike 54. You don't want none of that. Pick up the ball.
49, check 49, check 49. Kill. 53. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Hey, Alpha.
Check. Fresno.
Ready, check.
They'll stay on the ground. Balazs again.
You ain't doing nothing today.
It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Bravo. Hey, easy.
Watch the pass. 54's Mike. Check.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And a loose football. But the Redskins look to get this one back, and indeed they did. It's still Washington football. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Kill. Over. Let him. Hey, dude. Hey, easy.
Now Breeze. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Adam Thielen. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. Hey, that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Jump team, spell. Watch the shot. On the 50.
Throwing again. Rodgers. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Here we go.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Get him.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. That's to his running back, Sony Michel.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a give, right side. Michel. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Staying on the ground, this time it's Smith. Down right around the 25. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
X3, 218, chop.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Rodgers. That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
61, matchbox lights.
Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got Smith here. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Now a give, right side. Michel. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Rodgers going to throw.
The short field shrinks even.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Will Tye. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are back within a single score. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario Get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Ready.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Watch 54. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Mike 54. Mike.
You're good. Mike 4, ready.
For you. I'm coming after you.
5.
Right there, 54 Mike. I'm here all day.
Breeze now. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Breeze now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On the toss, here's Balaj. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, Washington. Kalen Balaj with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. To throw is Rodgers. It's his target, the tight end, Will Tye. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. Here we go with Michel. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. 4th and inches in plus territory. That seemed like a prime spot to go for.
It certainly did, and there's so many things that go into it. Are you too far away for a field goal, but not far away to punt it? Do you just feel like your offense is better? I just think in today's NFL, defense feels like it has to take care of the football, has to keep the ball, because scoring is up, you better maximize every possession. You trust your offense more than you trust your defense in today's league.
Well, that's one part of the equation. Puts them back within one score, but I'd be surprised if we don't see an onside kick coming up.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, partner. They've still got the 2 timeouts. But without that third one, they can bleed a lot more clock on you. So how confident are you that the defense can hold them deep? I think you're exactly right. I'd line up and play for the onside kick here.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
Check 26, check 27, West.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Toss play to Balaj. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Ready, yellow lady. Watch my board. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On first down, it's Howard. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So a victory here for the Washington Redskins. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, you know, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for Washington, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.